Now, I know that Main Street isn't really a prime focus of Beaulieu Commercial, but talk about that. It seems like in talking to retailers, it seems like there's a lot of business there.
There is.
And it gets clouded over sometimes.
Mm-hmm.
Is that something that you may focus on going forward?
Yes, it is. In fact, something you may not realize, we actually produce in this plant and in our Daresville plant on the carpet tile, the Main Street carpet tile for our Main Street business that residential has, and that business is doing very well, and we see that as continuing to grow. So again, carpet tile in that segment, again, lower cost carpet tile that can play into that Main Street, sold through mainly residential dealers, is a really good growth area for us. And so I think as manufacturers continue to improve in technology and improve in efficiencies, and we're able to take cost out, lower the cost in products, which we've certainly seen here recently, then that allows even Main Street Commercial, the retail store, the mall space, to hit those price points for carpet tile that they couldn't hit maybe 3 or 4, 5 years ago.
It seems like since the recession, a lot of retailers have put more focus on that and searching for products that they feel are going to fit into their particular, marketplace. So I mean, it seems like there's a good potential there.
Mm-hmm. I agree.
The retail store environment, and you had mentioned millennials earlier, and with so much business being done over the internet, I read about how that has really changed the retail environment, and the brick and mortar stores have to be different now than they were 10 years ago.
Right.
How do you see that changing, and where do you think it's going?
Yeah, it's a good question. I think it certainly is a big factor now, and we see that a high percentage of the specifiers are going to the internet. They're going to websites. They're searching products instead of in the old days they'd call their carpet rep or their hard surface rep and start planning the project. But there's no question about it. As the design firms and the owners that make the decisions on floor covering get more engaged with technology. A big part, of course, Dave, that's driving it is speed. Right now things are happening fast. People are having to design projects, to build projects as fast as they can to take advantage of a really good market. And so, I think that's a part of it, but people want to make faster decisions. They want to make faster selections on product. So that's another area that we're investing in heavily. We have been for a while with our websites and with pushing product out. We're using, you and I were talking earlier this morning about video and how that's changing things. When we launch a product now, and we just started this last month, in the old days we just send out the sample books, and you might have a white paper, some selling points, and then you may do a web conference for your sales team. It's a whole new world today, and one of the things that we're doing is video clips, posting those on YouTube and posting them on our website. First of all, to help train our salespeople so they know how we want to position this product and all of the selling benefits of it, but also that they can take their customers to. And so we're using video these days more than we ever have, and using our websites and that technology in training, as we're training our tufting operators. As I mentioned to you, we've hired a lot of people. We're going to continue to hire as we grow. but using technology, using video, even to the point of our tufting machines. Just early this morning with our plant manager looking at ways that we can put monitors on the actual tufting machine and be able real time check the efficiency and the output of that machine. How can we reward those tufting operators more and incentivize them to do a better job? But it all flows back to getting the right technology, and certainly customers are going to be there. And if we as manufacturers aren't on top of that, then I think you'll just be left behind.
Gotcha. Not a day goes by when I don't hear a story about the shortage of qualified installers. And I know retailers are wringing their hands all over the country about it. What sort of situation are you seeing day to day in the commercial sector as it relates to qualified installers to install the carpet?
Yeah, that's a great question. It's certainly a problem and has been a problem for a while. I would tell you some encouraging things that I see is that I think that and I'm speaking of the commercial market, residential is probably a little different, but in the commercial market, the commercial flooring dealers are understanding now that we have to train our people, we have to invest in hiring quality installers, and we can't just throw a subcontracted installer and a truck out there and just hope things turn out. Because I think there's more competition. I think the end user is demanding better quality. And so I'm excited to see as I travel around the country and talk with a lot of the flooring dealers and we talk about the quality of installation. There's a lot going into that. Now I think as manufacturers we're ramping up. I think most of your major manufacturers are doing more in terms of helping train and educate their dealer partners on installation methods and all that. We've ramped up our technical services team. We're sending people out on if it's a complicated type of product, on a big job startup. We're doing those things, and several years ago we weren't doing that. So I think the manufacturers, I think the flooring dealers, they've got to work together more in partnership with that. And a big part of it will come back to training that person on the floor that's putting the seam sealer in, and they're sanding the floor and prepping it properly so you get a good quality job instead of not having that control of quality and then maybe having defects when they're done.
Just to sum up, Steve, let me have you recap the plans that are afoot here at Beaulieu Commercial and your expectations for the future and what that's going to mean to the commercial market out there. Okay,
sure. Number one is really a commitment to quality and service, and so we have made a lot of changes just in the last 3 months to be in better position to service better. I related this recently to we've been really good for a long time, but we want to be great, and so we're putting those measures in. And the second big initiative is in people. I just mentioned to you we've hired about 70 people just in the last couple of months. Training those people is a real commitment. So having the right people, training those people, empowering those employees is a big part. The next is product. We have been kind of in neutral, if you will, with the last few years with launching new product. One of the things we've looked at is breaking down those silos between manufacturing and product development to get product through into the market. One of the unique things about this position that I'm really, really proud of and glad of is that, and it's pretty unique, I think, in our industry, have the ability to be over manufacturing, sales, product development, marketing. A lot of times in our industry, I know I've worked for quite a few companies in our industry, but typically you see where there's silos and manufacturing's not talking to product development and sales is on a different agenda. We've torn those silos down. We've really focused on teamwork and getting things through. When we went to Neocon, we showed 7 new products, and we've already got 5 of those in books out into the field. I don't know that that's ever happened at Beaulieu Commercial. So it's a real commitment to product. It's a commitment to service, and training and supporting our people. And at the end of the day, it's about the customer. It's really about listening to the customer, giving them the service and the products that they need. And so that's really part of what we call Vision 2020, which is to double our business in the next 5 years by the year 2020. And it's going to be an exciting road.
It sounds exciting. We appreciate very much you sharing all this with us, Steve. Thank you.
Well, my pleasure.
Yes, sir.
Thank you,
We're
Dave.
talking with Steve Hillis. He is the president of Beaulieu Commercial. This is Talk Floor TV.